Welcome to Kavana, the podcast where we cover every issue under the sun
and are ready to tackle any questions or issues
in everyday young adult life.
Play.
3. Oh shit, that was really loud.
Hi guys.
You're fucking asshole.
Why?
Look at the sound of your fucking levels.
Listen, I'm trying.
Okay, we're coming back with, I don't even know what podcast we're on now. I think it's 5. Our 5th one.
4.
I'll double check after. But we're back again, and we brought a special guest because we are going to talk about marijuana. Right? Right.
Yes.
So we brought our friend on. Hi to our friend.
Special guest Kole here to talk about
Marijuana.
Did you know that marijuana actually has a racist origin?
You were telling me, but I've yet to understand it.
You should call it weed or cannabis.
Everyone thinks they're so mature when they're like marijuana instead of saying pot.
No, cannabis. Apparently, when Prohibition and the war on drugs first started, they were blaming it on Hispanics, mostly Mexicans, and somehow, I'm not sure how, marijuana got a very racist
stereotype
origin, history.
Yeah.
So maybe just like not use the word marijuana when you're talking about weed. You can call it weed or cannabis or pot
I don't
or
think anybody cares
dope,
anymore.
whatever.
But anyway, so I had questions we were gonna go over. Do we want to start because you have different strains? But what about we could start with the simple, like the difference between indica and sativa? Because I'm still confused by that. What's the difference?
Well, typically indica is more mellow, whereas sativa is a little more energetic. And I have personally felt the difference between these strains. You know, I will smoke an indica before bed, whereas I'll smoke an sativa in the morning to get me, like, you know, doing chores and doing laundry all day.
Have you done that as well? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You made the
I
difference?
100% agree with that, yeah.
Yeah.
I know one is more of a head high versus one is more of a body high. Is it the sativa is more of a body high?
No, the sativa is the head high.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So sativa will make you want to run through flowers and stuff, and indica makes you just want to lie down on your couch.
Yeah.
Fair.
Oh, yeah.
So there is difference. Everyone assumes weed is like, oh, you'll be lazy all day, but there are actually different strains.
And then you can get hybrid, which is what I love. So pretty much just both, but
a little bit of a mix.
You know, yeah.
What's the effect of that?
Pretty much both.
Yeah, you get the kind
Highs
of
and lows.
Personally, I get the kind of couch potato like body feel, but then my mind will kind of be like pinballing all over the place.
Do you say that's when you get your best ideas?
Talkative. Oh yeah, definitely.
You get your best ideas?
Oh yeah. Well, when I'm stoned, I think they're my best ideas. I'm sure when I'm, in my right mind, I'll be like, what the hell was I talking about? This doesn't make any sense.
I completely forget ideas that I thought were the best.
Yeah. Write them down because you think, oh, when you're stoned,
I'll
remember it. No, you won't.
Jeez. Does every strain affect your memory? Do you guys find? Every strain or just some?
Yeah,
Pretty much,
THC.
yeah.
THC in general affects your memory. I've seen it in myself and in my friends around me. Those who smoke fairly regularly, you can see a decline in their memory.
So what are the different strains then? What's all going on with the different strains? You have that written down.
There's so many.
There are so many. There are hundreds of different strains.
And you can pretty much just crossbreed strains to make your own flower, and poof, there you go. Your own strain. Name it what you want.
I read of one girl in California who crossbred certain strains to make the ultimate strain for the ultimate female orgasm.
Oh my god, really?
She crossbred, I think it was a lot of sativa strains, stuff that would kind of get your nerves on edge, and anything that would both relax you while stimulating nerves and everything, so that it would just blow your mind.
So like ecstasy or something.
Oh yeah, like an ecstasy version of weed. It's only available in California. She's, a local grower and seller.
I'm guessing by Kole's face, you've never heard of this.
No, but she sounds like a lot of fun.
She sounds like a lot of fun.
The woman sounds like a lot of fun. Not the strain, the woman.
I'm
Yeah.
Yeah, I read an article about it. She had spent, I think it was almost like a decade crossbreeding strains until she got this, she bred this plant that was specifically for the ultimate female orgasm.
Oh, jeez.
And I can just think, I can't wait to go to California so that I can buy some.
Yes.
Good God.
Would you say that's difficult too? Because you have experience with growing, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, like, well, yeah, to do stuff like that, you definitely gotta know what you're doing.
But
Oh,
you
man.
said you had 2 different plants now?
Yeah, I just have 2 plants growing on my window.
Oh, did you
Yeah.
get like the seeds with the pre-strain?
No, I grow them right from the seed. So, like,
Yeah.
right from the seed, you gotta check if they're okay. So, like, just from looking at them, if they have, like, stripes and they're, like, glossy and pretty much look like they have a wax on them, then you can put them in some water. And after a while, I think it's either they float or sink. It's one or the other. It means that they're, like, good to plant pretty much. So you put it in a bag wrapped in wet paper towel, and that's germinating it. And so, like, a little sprout will come out, and then you plant that, and that's kind of getting it going.
Oh, good, because
So
I kept getting asked how to grow it.
Yeah, so
Okay.
similar to citrus seeds, where they
Yeah.
need to be left moist and okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I kept getting asked how to grow it because when I was working at the head shop, we had seeds, and everyone was like, "How do I do this?" I'm like, "I have no idea, man. Are you gonna buy them or not?"
when I saw seeds,
But I
at
heard the
shop,
paper towel thing.
When I saw seeds at the shop, they seemed like dry in their bags. So would that not, like?
I had a lot come back
ruin
and say
the
that their seeds weren't sprouting.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you can pretty much from the start, like, the seeds are really, really dense and tough. So if you squeeze them with, like, a good amount of force, not so much that you're trying to destroy them, but if you squeeze them with a good amount of force and they just, like, pop, then yeah, they're done completely. But if they're, like, nice and strong, then yeah, it's definitely worth a try. And it'll take, like, overnight or 2 days or something, then you'll see them sprout. So it's not like a
And that's in the bag.
hardcore commitment. Yeah, that's when it's in the bag. Yeah.
And then how long does it take before it's like getting to a plant? Somewhat, would you say, in the pot?
I saw my first little, like, thing sprouting just out of the soil at, like, less than a week.
Oh wow.
And then it became, like right now it's a good plant, and it's been, like, a month.
Really?
So, yeah. It's not like there's no buds or anything sprouting, it's just leaves. But, yeah, it's going pretty fast.
I think harvest time is, what, about 2 months? I know it depends, indica and sativa. I know sativa takes longer to grow. It's more like 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll have to revisit when it's harvesting time. Let us know how it turned out.
Sure.
Yeah. So we'll talk about the difference, I guess, then about CBD versus THC, because that was a big thing we've all been talking about. THC will give you the buzz, basically.
Yes.
CBD will not do that. It was considered a medical extract, but now they're reconsidering whether it has any medical properties. But there are a lot of medical, like, muscle rubs made of CBD, or like disposable vape pens.
Yeah.
And things like that.
So the THC is what gets you high. It's, what makes you woo.
That has more of a medical impact then, because it actually takes pain away, whereas CBD doesn't do that all the time.
Although CBD is what is considered to have the medical properties, it will either take pain away, help you sleep, whichever. It helps a lot of different people in a lot of different ways, again, depending on the strain and whether it's indica versus sativa.
Yeah.
Like I said, I take indica to help me sleep. I have really bad insomnia and really bad nightmares, and smoking some indica before bed, it helps, tone down those nightmares, those bad dreams, and it also just, like, helps me get to sleep faster, and I feel more restful, which is ironic because weed takes away your REM sleep.
Oh, does it really? I didn't know.
Which is why it, takes away my nightmares.
It puts me right to sleep when I've had it.
Yeah.
I'm right to bed after that.
I actually didn't know that. So that's good to know, because I can't remember a single dream I've had in a very long time.
Yeah, Connor used to say that all the time. I never put the two together.
You get a lot of sleep, you just don't get a lot of rest. Because you're
I
not
sleep
reaching
hard.
because you're not reaching REM, and when you're not reaching REM, you're not dreaming. That's why I smoke. I get a lot of really bad nightmares, a lot of night terrors, and I don't want it, so I'll smoke before bed.
Oh, okay.
I'd say that's probably the best reason to smoke is to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's incredible. Because the only thing is, you have to have weed if you're gonna do that. So if you're smoking every single night to go to sleep, you get used to that. So
Yeah.
you try and go to sleep one night after like a year straight of smoking weed. Oh man, it's hard. It's really hard.
I really can't get to it's really difficult getting to sleep without it now. Like if I'm visiting family and I like left my stash at home or something, like I will spend at least 2 hours just laying in bed trying to fall asleep before I actually can, and then I will be filled with nightmares. It's terrible.
It's dependent, So I guess the other thing was the edibles. And maybe the difference between eating them versus actually smoking it. I've heard there's a difference.
Oh yeah, it definitely gives you a different high.
Yes. Oh my god, huge difference. Sorry.
So what would you say for you was the difference between the edibles versus smoking it?
I'd say smoking it if you're a stoner, you do it all the time, then you're gonna like just get your basic high, you know, you're gonna feel good. You can get baked out of your mind if you smoke like a lot. But and you might get a full body high, but it's obviously rare if you're like a stoner.
Yeah.
But if you eat edibles like a good amount, you pretty much like the only high you're gonna get from that is like a full body high like the entire time, and it's amazing. Oh, it's fucking nuts.
A good point to make is there's a difference between edibles, bongs, pipes, and gravity bongs. What you were mentioning.
Yes, sorry. Before we get into that, I had a little edible story for you. The first time I ever had some edibles, I bought a very strong peanut butter cookie from my local dispensary, and I was warned to eat this slowly and in small parts and wait in between, and
Why do I get the feeling?
My roommate, who is now my boyfriend, was telling me, you know, take a couple bites and then wait half an hour, and he kept trying to take my cookie away from me because I was eating it too fast. So what did I do to fight him? I put it in my bra, and I was eating my cookie out of my boobs, basically. And I was doing this, and I was enjoying the peanut butter cookie so much, I didn't realize that 10 minutes had gone by, and the entire cookie was gone.
How big was the cookie?
I don't remember how, like, it wasn't a large cookie. Like, it was smaller than our big cookies at school.
Oh, the ones that we had.
But it was bigger than a regular sized cookie. So,
like a medium.
So it was like a medium, you know, good sized cookie, and I think it was somewhere around like 750 milligrams of THC.
Holy fuck!
And I
That's
ate this.
That's a good amount for one person.
And I ate this.
Small person.
Oh yes, I am 95 pounds, and I ate this in 10 minutes. Out of my bra. And about half an hour later, I was glued to the couch. I literally didn't get up. I think I got up once to pee, and I needed help to get up.
Oh god.
Even like I had the best body high. Like I was so relaxed. It was so great after a really stressful week at school.
Drooling.
But my boyfriend had to help me not only get to bed but get dressed because I felt like I couldn't move a single muscle in my body. It was amazing, but I would not recommend it because you can't function by yourself.
So what was your story? You said you just thought of a story, an edibles story.
So, do you guys, I guess you wouldn't know him, but, so, my brother had a friend over one time, and they had, like, the weekend, to, like, hang out, so
was this your older or middle?
That's Kyle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so middle.
Middle, yeah.
But, yeah, so he had a friend over, and they just wanted to hang out. They both had the weekend off, so they're chilling, good timing, you know. So they did mushrooms the first night, you know, had a lot of fun, yada yada.
Or nearly spit out her bong.
And then the second night they did, they wanted to do pot brownies.
Oh.
So they went to the dispensary, got some really fucking good pot brownies, and brought them back, you know, like really excited. So both of them ate like a good amount and just waited a little while. They went outside, like smoked a joint, came back, and then they couldn't find the brownies. So it's like, oh, well, what the hell happened to them, you know? So they came by and were like, did you take our fucking brownies? Like, what the fuck? I'm like, no, I didn't take your damn brownies, yada yada. And so we're all trying to figure out what happened. And we see Copper just lying on his bed.
Oh,
and we're like, huh. Oh,
Copper, yeah,
I wonder,
his dog.
you know? And then we go up to him, and we're trying to rub his belly and stuff, and he's not moving at all.
Oh no, the dog.
And we're like, what the hell has he done? And so we literally pick him up and put him on the floor, and he doesn't even open his eyes. He's just a statue in that spot where he plopped him. It's like, right away we're like, oh no.
Oh no.
This fucking dog ate the brownies.
Oh no.
So for like 3 days, my parents were freaking out, worried about him, and no one told them that he ate the brownies.
Oh no.
So they brought him to the vet and everything. So the vet found out, and oh my god, it was mayhem.
I mean, was there like chocolate or like cocoa in the brownies or anything? Like, that could have been really dangerous for the dog.
Oh my
Yes,
god,
that's
Copper
what we were
eats
mainly worried about.
everything though.
Yeah.
Copper's
Oh
a
god,
trash
okay.
can and has
That's
survived it all.
funny.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
I know.
Yeah, Copper has survived everything. That dog is a
God.
trash can.
But yeah, he's walking around for like 3 days straight, drooling and fucking falling over and hitting his head and shit. It's like, oh my god.
I know when I smoke with my aunt, her dog will be around, like she'll just like sit with us outside, and she'll just get like kind of paranoid, like she'll bark at every little thing.
Oh, I
that
remember
she
Connor
sees.
was smoking with his room, and we had the vent, and it came through the vent, and Angel started drinking more water and rolling on the ground.
Oh,
And I was
God.
like,
But there's one time I was at my sister's trailer, and they had a pet mouse, and one of the people there had the brilliant idea of putting the mouse at the bottom of a Pringles can, taking a giant bong hit and blowing all of the smoke into the Pringles can to get the mouse really high.
mouse, though.
I
Holy
know,
fuck.
poor
Either
mouse.
poor mouse or holy shit.
Oh, Jesus.
Both, because for like a solid hour, this mouse, we put it back, they put the mouse back in the cage, and it was just like chasing its tail, basically, not even in its wheel,
Jesus.
just in the middle of its cage,
I'm so
like
baked
trying,
as a dog.
just like spinning around in a circle for like almost an hour, and then everyone in the trailer was just staring at this mouse.
Doing its own experiments. Lab rat. Okay, do we want to go for the... Oh, that was probably terrible. The word game and then go into crafting?
All right, time to go into the word game. Woohoo!
Time for the word game.
We pick a theme and each take turns saying a word that relates to that theme. Your job is to guess the theme based on the words we're saying.
So, we told you... We'll just keep going. We told you we were going to do colors. So, we're going to figure out a way to do it three-way. We'll start... First, we'll go...
I did, going back into different strains, I wanted to touch on it for a minute, just like mentioning a couple and maybe what our favorites are. Favorite sativas versus favorite indicas.
Okay, we can do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so word game, we'll just keep the recording going. I usually cut it, but we'll keep going. And then I'll cut this.
Okay.
So, do we want to do it like a triangle, then?
Yeah, we'll just each take turns.
Just like this? So you start, look at Cole, look at me, that kind of way? Or do you want to go like this?
Clockwise, always clockwise.
Okay, so it'll be you, Cole, and then me.
Okay.
Okay, it's very fast. If you take too long, you're out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, here is our word game. I guess I will start. Red.
Blue,
Orange.
Brown.
green,
Bronze.
Purple.
violet,
Gold.
Silver.
chartreuse,
Teal.
Cyan.
turquoise.
I was going to say blue. Did you say violet already?
Yeah.
Beige.
Teal.
I said teal.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Okay,
she
fine.
did.
Burgundy.
Yellow.
I still think Trump is a color.
Maroon.
Brown.
Snooki.
I said brown.
Gold.
I said gold.
Sky blue.
We'll take it.
Snooki is still a color as well.
Magenta. Like from Blue's Clues.
Oh, yeah.
Blood red.
Piss is also a color.
Oh god.
Shit, then. Fuck you.
Weed.
It's a shade of green. Lime.
Lemon.
Fucking orangutans.
I just hate it.
Yeah, we're getting so off track.
It just hit me.
We're
there.
from colors to fruits to fucking orangutans. What's going on, honestly?
Shade of orange.
Like, you're forgetting that the basic orange hasn't been said yet.
Yes, it was.
Oh, well then yellow. That hasn't been said
That was
either.
said.
No, it wasn't.
He said yellow.
I don't believe you.
Tonsils pink.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Tonsils?
Did someone say chartreuse?
Yes.
Hot pink.
Gray.
Black.
Sparkles.
That is not a color. Hollow is a color. How about
That's
hollow?
like 10,000 colors in one.
Rainbow.
Hollow.
What's that like rainbow metallic
Hollow.
color?
When,
That's
when
hollow?
when it turns rainbow and it's metallic.
That's hollow.
Hollow. Like Christine from Simply Neological who says
Oh, I
hollow.
know that.
Hollow.
Oh my god, look at all those volumes.
Color.
Crimson.
Ooh, on demand. Oh, it's me. Rogers on demand. Ginger.
I don't think gray was said.
Nope. I realized
said
black
it.
wasn't said. Was it? Did you?
You said
Well,
black
then
right
black.
after me.
White.
Racist bitch. We had so many colors. Looking around the room.
Damn.
Barbie pink, mustard yellow.
Espresso.
If we can still say items, then yeah, Mountain Dew.
You're not even getting the game anymore. We're just not at our level. Vomit.
Vomit. There's so many different shades of vomit. Are you kidding me? You're just covering them all. Sunset.
Sunset. Ooh, yeah.
That's a good one. Ocean. Ew. That word just.
Yeah, that word puts a sour taste in your mouth now.
I didn't realize.
Damn it, the ocean's never gonna be the same.
What a shame. It's so nice
What a
swimming in the
shame.
ocean.
I know.
Oh my god, the ocean is terrifying. But the game. Navy blue.
Oh, it's my turn. Diarrhea.
That can be two distinct colors. We already said vomit.
That
Cole.
green
Grass.
gray your shit gets when you take iron supplements.
Oh, Jesus. Beer.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
Craft beer versus
I'm
regular
getting
beer.
very specific and very vivid.
Craft beer.
Yeah, in a
That
very
dark
fucked
color.
graphic way.
You're welcome. Now everyone know I get iron supplements and have weird shit.
Oh, God. Silver. Was that then?
I said silver.
Skin color.
Copper.
Pale. White.
Pale. Pale white.
Sure.
That freckle on Adversarius' face.
Fuck you. Like peach.
Like, there's actually so many colors, but we can't think of
Yeah.
another one. Jesus.
Did we already run out? Do.
Did we all run out? Because I don't got another one.
I've got a couple, but they're like bullshit ones.
What do you have? We'll gauge if they're worthy.
I already forgot. Oh, well, there's like blonde, brune. Well, I'll just go with the hair colors. Blonde.
Blonde.
Shut up. Blonde, brunette, ash
hair.
blonde, cream, eggshell.
Oh my god, we're just going back to white.
Yolk.
Jesus Christ.
Donald Trump's hair.
You already said Trump at one point.
It's two different things. His skin is a color and his hair is a color.
Okay, I
Ombre.
understand.
Ombre. What is it called? Not ombre. It starts with a G. It's a Granite.
Granite, yeah.
Well, granite, but that's not what I was thinking of.
Well, granite.
Granite. Gradient.
What?
Gradient. Oh, when it like fades.
Yeah, it's like ombre, but you can do different colors.
Clear.
Oh my god.
You wouldn't accept sparkles.
Yeah, so why would I accept clear?
Crystal.
Sure.
Oh my god, emerald, ruby, sapphire, topaz, amethyst. I'm just gonna hit. I'm just gonna hit
Not
all
your
the
turn.
jewels. It's my turn until I say it's not my turn. That's how the drunk game works.
Tooth.
I mean, that can really
It's
depend
like white with
on
a
the
tinge of
person.
yellow or something.
Yeah, let's be real.
The
Majority.
color of tooth entirely depends on the person's personal hygiene.
Well, are we talking your personal hygiene or my personal hygiene?
It's
Oh,
easier
God.
to take care of your teeth when you're under someone else's benefits.
Oh, that's what you're gonna hit me with. I don't even go to the dentist, so joke's on you. I think we've ran out of our colors now. Alright, so we'll come back.
So who won that? Who was the who lost that?
I mean, you picked up most of the words.
I kind of just stopped like 3/4 through so you guys could answer 8 times in a row.
So that's on you.
Do I win? Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah.
By cheating.
I think
You
I've
win
won
by
every
your
word game so
overpowered-
far.
You have not won every word
Prowess.
game. You lost one.
Which one?
There was one I haven't put yet.
Okay,
You lost.
well,
Moving on to
I'll
the world.
believe it when I hear it.
So that was the word game.
Our word game, woohoo!
So we're gonna get into-
Do-do-do-do, put in our little jingle.
Yeah, no, we need a proper jingle.
Hey, you recorded a jingle.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good without music in the background. You'll hear it, you'll understand what I mean.
Okay.
Which you are supposed to do, but you're so busy.
I still don't have the cord to plug in my keyboard. As soon as I find the cord, I will actually record the
I'll get
the
non-copyright music and just add
No,
to that.
I like that I made up our own jingle.
Well, you need to move your butt then. You're
Well,
so
like-
lazy. I pull all the weight in this relationship. And
Okay, the cord is in Rockland.
unacceptable. We've been to
Do
Rockland.
you know how much gas it takes to go to Rockland?
We have been to Rockland together twice.
And I couldn't find it both times, okay?
Were you
I
looking?
still haven't gone through those keys.
Because I remember being drunk and crying, not looking for a cable.
No, I was looking when I wasn't with you. When
Oh,
you
I
didn't
see.
come with me.
Oh, I see.
God, you left me to go alone like a
Oh
loser.
my god.
How could
I
you?
have a life.
No, your life revolves around me. I am your
Clearly,
sun.
You seemed. What? Not
Whoa.
even Donna.
You are Mars and I am your sun.
There's so much things wrong with you.
No, you're so far out, you're Jupiter.
Okay, we need to come. We need to bring this back. All right, but just so people look at the cat trying to crawl into the beer. So we basically a bunch of like a college student and a few other young people hanging out in the basement filming a podcast while we watch a cat climb into a beer box. And to be fair,
If I fits, I sits.
that pretty much
That's
sums
great.
up what this podcast is while we give advice about pot. So here we go.
Yeah.
Hemp crafting. That was the other
No,
thing we
we-
were gonna do.
Let's just let's go back to what we were talking about
Oh, you wanna
earlier,
do-
different strains. Cole, what are some of your favorite strains?
Oh, I was
in
gonna ask
indica
that.
and sativa
Yeah.
sativa. Sorry.
Sativia.
Sativia. So sexy.
But my favorite strains are probably like White Widow, Black Diamond, Pineapple Express, and Cinderella 99.
Cinderella
Ooh,
99.
I've seen that.
I haven't even heard of that one.
I've seen it.
Interesting. Is that a sativa or an indica?
I have no idea, but it's so
There was supposed to
pretty.
be a Captain
No,
America
we're-
one
It's
too.
probably the nicest looking weed I've ever seen.
There was supposed to be a Captain
my
America
opinion.
one too, which I was really
Wow.
excited about.
What do you mean by like nice looking? Is it like a different color?
Like-
What's so pretty about it?
Like,
Tell me about
A lot of crystals,
Uh,
maybe?
it's when it's growing, it has a lot of like the fibers that come off of it, like the little crystals and stuff.
Yeah.
It grows those insanely high up. So they have like little pillars of little.
Nice.
So they just look incredible.
I will have to try that the next time you get your hands on some. Text me
if I can.
What are your favorites?
I know some of my favorites. I can't remember which ones were indica and which ones were sativa at this point, just because I've tried so many in such a long period of time.
Yeah.
But some that really stuck out for me were Blue Dream. I thought my mind space was just so creative, and it also made for a really peaceful and like good sleep. I'd have like really good creative dreams on it, and it made me tired, and it really helped me sleep. So it was nice. As well as like Blueberry Yum Yum. I love all the blue. If it has blue in the name, I probably like it.
I love blue.
Which is weird because my favorite color is red.
My favorite color is blue. Well, red makes sense to me. It's funny because you're water and I'm fire in the pictures.
That's true. Your element is fire, and yet your favorite color is blue. My element is water, yet my favorite color is red.
Red, yeah.
That's really funny.
You guys fucked up.
What?
You guys fucked up.
We fucked up?
No. It fits as well.
Thank you.
Okay, we're at the half hour, so we're gonna move it along a little bit faster.
Okay.
So
Sorry.
bongs versus pipes and gravity bongs.
Okay, well, as well as joints. Like we mentioned earlier, edibles, it's more of a like full body high, very couch potato, unable to move. I never really enjoyed pipes. I find they were always very harsh on my throat. Always seemed like very dry.
Also, with gravity bongs, can I just say, for some reason, every time I try to look one up, aside from the two we had at the head shop, and I wanted to know how they work, the only ones you can find are handmade.
Okay, yeah,
handmade 100% works.
It worked.
100% of the time, it'll work better than a made one.
Oh yeah, they work really well.
Yeah.
I have always every gravity bong I have made, I made myself out of a 2-liter bottle.
I have a huge one at home out of a jug. It's fucking so good.
Basically, I will very quickly walk you through how to make a gravity bong.
Here we go. All right, let's do it.
This is how, this is the most effective for me. It hits me so hard, and it gets me the most high. I love it. But basically, take a 2-liter bottle, cut it in half, and fill that bottom half with water. Then get a slightly smaller bottle, cut that in half, and use the top half. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Put a bowl, either if you have one from like a pipe or a bong or something, put that in the lid of the bottle. And as you're smoking, dunk the entire bottle underwater. Light the bowl while you pull the bottle up so the top bottle fills with smoke. And then take the lid off and inhale the smoke as you're pushing the bottle down into the water from the bottle below you.
We'll have to do a video of that.
Yeah, sorry.
Before I post it, you have to do a video for me.
I'll have to do a video at one point. I tried to explain it as clearly as possible. I'm sorry if some people can't visualize that.
So there is a difference though between that and just regular bongs. But even then, there's like short bongs, and if they don't have like an ice catch or like those percolators, you get a harder hit.
Yeah.
If you have a longer bong with the ice catch and percolators, sometimes you get a smoother hit.
Yeah, I find I really like glass bongs with that ice catcher, just because it makes the water colder and kind of everything else. Because the water and the smoke is colder, it's not as dry and harsh.
And I find a bong can get you higher faster, whereas with the joints, it doesn't get me high as much.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't affect me. Like, I don't like smoking pot as much, but I don't mind having a hit from a joint because it doesn't get me really screwed up. Like, because I'm not used to smoking it, so it makes me really high really fast, and I don't like that because then I have to go to bed.
Smoking a whole joint to yourself would fuck you up.
It would.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas,
it would. I can smoke, 3 joints to myself in a row.
So what would be you guys' favorite? If you have joints, gravity bong, pipes, edibles, what's your favorite way?
Bong for convenience.
Do you prefer short or like shotgun or like medium size?
I prefer like medium size, just straight big bottom with a downstem that reaches the whole bottom, so it chugs, makes really big bubbles.
Yeah, and you get a bigger hit the longer the tube is coming out.
And that and like just with like the basic ice catcher and like the big bottom, it's just one big piece. There's no perks to get little pieces clogged in, make it really hard to clean, all that.
A one
so
big
you
piece,
just put your like orange chronic
with like
or whatever you got in and shake the hell out of it. There you go.
With like a beaker bottom, you feel would be like.
Just like one of those, just a basic bong size, like just that
beaker.
big.
Yeah.
But yeah, the bigger it is, the more bubbles will like have space to pop and stuff. So there'll be it'll just make your hit smoother and whatnot.
So your favorite, and then we'll go on to what you were writing.
My favorite, for convenience, I had this one accordion bong.
Oh God, you were crazy about that. And Connor had to show you his.
Basically, it was just like any basic bong, except it was kind of made like an accordion, so I could like bend it at will. I didn't have to tilt the bong to smoke it. I could just bend the accordion part.
Yeah.
It was really convenient just for like either smoking around the house or whatever. It was really easy to use, and the fact like I would just sit there playing with the accordion bit, pulling it apart and pushing it back together and bending it in all sorts of like weird ways. So for convenience, I would say that accordion bong. It was just like really fun to play with, and it was really convenient, easy to hold and easy to use. But as for like getting the best high, I would say gravity bong. It was harsh. It made me cough a lot, but it hit me so hard. I loved the way it made me feel, and it wasn't like a instantly make me tired kind of high. It was just really kind of loopy, mind's pinballing all over the place. Really good, strong high. Yeah. So gravity bong.
Like
100%.
every type of piece has kind of their own catch. So like, say rolling a joint, it's convenient and like quick to kind of bring around.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful with it though, because it's
great
sensitive.
for traveling.
It's great for traveling, but obviously it's like harsh and kind of burns. Yeah. You probably need a drink with it. Same idea with a pipe. It's convenient to bring around, but you're probably gonna need a drink because it's pretty dry and harsh. A bong, the more perks you have, more tiny bubbles it makes, the smoother it's gonna be, but the harder it's gonna be to clean.
Oh yeah.
The bigger bong you have with less perks, then it's gonna be easier to clean, but like a more of a holy shit kind of hit.
Yeah.
And like a gravity bong, I have it's like a huge jug, and I just poke a hole in the bottom, fill it up with water. Then I have like the same idea as you, just a bowl in the top, and then you just like let the water flow out and light it, and then you just like leave it, and it just slowly pulls the water out for you. You just take off the lid and. Holy shit! It's insane.
The other thing you would put down was ash catchers and cleaning. We had a bunch of different cleaners at the head shop, but the best one I have to say was the Orange Chronic. From what I heard from people.
That's what I use most of the time. I was
but I heard 90% alcohol will do it really well as well.
Yeah, alcohol.
But it will
do
remove
too.
Paint from like rubber. Like silicone bongs. You want to stick with like the Orange Chronic.
Even the Orange Chronic, don't use it in your silicone bongs. It'll completely destroy it. We used that Orange Chronic in oh my god, I can't remember what it was made of. It was like a hard plastic kind of bong, and it literally deteriorated the material. There was like it broke in half.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was actually just about to mention ash catchers and how they're so good as a little add-on. I loved it when I had mine. Unfortunately, it broke not long ago. My boyfriend dropped the bong and it landed
There was an argument on who actually
catcher.
Broke this when they came into the store.
He broke it.
He's not here, but yeah.
I have only ever broken, and I didn't even break it. It was already broken. It was just all the resin was keeping it together like glue. So when I cleaned it, it all fell apart. I didn't break it. I just cleaned it, and that's what caused it to fall apart, because the resin and the gunk was keeping it together.
So basically an ash catcher is an extra piece where it's like a bowl, but when you attach it to your down stem, it's a bowl, but there's a sort of glass bottle part underneath.
Yeah.
The
You
name
put-
is literally suggestive to the max. Like,
yeah.
It's yeah,
But
an ash catcher, I highly suggest one if you hate your bong being
I'll
dirty.
say
it's amazing.
So easy to keep your bong clean for longer periods of time. Without the ash catcher, I feel like I have to clean my bong really regularly. And like, as someone who's really lazy, it's just really inconvenient.
I'll say to wrap us up, because we're getting long.
That's why I have 5 bongs.
I keep getting asked things like how to do them. So from the head shop perspective, I'll do that briefly. You can, one thing I want to mention before I do that, vapes. You can also get pot vapes as well as e-liquid vapes. It's a little bit different with the vapes. It's easily transportable, that kind of thing. I'll let you talk about vapes to wrap us up actually, but I'll mention, because people were wondering about certain things. With joints, there are rolling machines that help you roll them, but there's also clippers, which is a lighter that helps you light and has a little pick to pack things, which is great. But a rolling machine helps. Another thing is, it's money though. It is like a lot of things do get more expensive. Papers cannot seem like they're expensive, but you buy enough of them and it is $3, ends up ramping up. For bongs, someone used to ask me how to put them together. I'll do quickly. Bongs have multiple different pieces. Hey, we're giving I I'll go through it really quick. There is a down stem. The main.
I can see someone trying to put the down stem in the top. Just doesn't seem like it fits right.
No, I had like an older guy who was having some pain and he needed it. But
Oh my god.
there's basically 3 different parts. The bong is the main piece. There's a down stem and then a bowl that goes in the down stem. The down stem goes into the lower hole. The bowl goes into the down stem. You want to lift the bowl after you've lit your pot. You start to breathe in, fill your glass pipe with some smoke, then you lift the bowl and pull heavy. That'll pull the whole hit through. So that's the rundown on the bowls. Visaria described the gravity bongs, edibles, basically it's cooking it in. There are different types of ways to get pot. There are shatter, there's the actual bud, there's smoking it, that kind of thing. Do we want to quickly talk about like the shatter, which is basically an oil, and vapes? Quickly, go.
I will talk about the shatter really quickly. I just want to go back to edibles. A little tip
Very
for
quickly.
if you're making them. Go for about 1/4 of an ounce of bud for 1 cup of butter. That's about
And you
your...
just crush that in.
No. Oh my god, no. We would have to do an entirely different segment on cooking it and making it because
It's
I
such
can't.
a
I can't
process.
fit that in 2 minutes. Sorry.
No, it's a process.
It's quite a process.
Yeah.
You've got
Just
to like
making the
you've
butter
got to
would take like 10
decarb
minutes
it.
to explain.
You've got to decarb it and then grind it.
But
and
what
then,
we'll do is,
yeah.
Visaria, we have a section on my website, but maybe I should add an actual. I'll add more to our page, which is recipes.
Okay, yeah,
We'll do
that's Good.
Recipes and extras will be on our website, which is I will add a link to. We use
Yeah.
Wix. It's still under Wonderlander, but we have an actual page, which is Covenant.
Yeah.
I'll add the recipes and any extra information that we want to add, we will put there.
We haven't really hit concentrates much so far, but there's shatter as well as hash.
What's the difference?
So shatter is more waxy. You can actually make it yourself at home by putting bud in between some wax paper and straightening it.
Oh.
Just wait until it gets kind of like waxy. I want to say almost like a hard honey is what you're
Okay.
looking for.
Yeah.
Like you pretty much want to cool it as soon as it gets there, so it becomes like a
Yeah.
hard, like a solid piece. So
Yeah,
you can,
Okay.
break a piece off and then smoke it.
Yeah, I have yet to make it myself. I've only ever bought it from dispensaries, local and online. But yeah, you can, put some bud in between some wax paper, straighten it, wait until it gets like waxy, that yellowish, orangish, waxy, and then you want to cool it, harden it. A lot of the times you want to be able to crack it. The one I actually just bought was really gooey, so it's not as good quality. But, you know, still great nonetheless, and I can put it in my vape, really convenient for if I'm, you know, walking around, whatever.
So difference with vape?
And whereas hash, it's more of a, hash is more of a like, I don't want to say powder, but,
it's like a sticky powder, I guess.
Yeah, so
Like
I've gotten 2 different types of hash. There was one that was kind of like an ashy powder-like consistency.
Okay, yeah.
And then there was another one that I got where it was hard and I kind of had to break it off. It was like a sticky, powdery type.
I know exactly what you're talking
consistency. I don't know enough about the difference to be able to go into detail about that. I don't know if Kole does.
Do you know a bit more?
Yeah.
What's
So the first thing you're
difference?
talking about, like the powder and stuff, you're probably just talking about like crystals, so like keef.
Okay, so
Like the
no,
stuff that comes with the weed?
I do collect the keef at the bottom of my
Okay,
grinder. But this was something I had bought in a dispensary, and it was hash. And they basically told me, do you want the hard one or do you want the powder? And I was like, I haven't tried the powder. Give me that.
Like they had like a powdered.
I don't know how to describe it, but it was very fine. It was almost like a powder.
Okay.
But they said it was hash, and it was blonde hash, and I tried it. I just like sprinkled some in a joint. I loved it.
Yeah, that's hash.
But usually I get the hard kind of sticky ball.
Yeah, I'll usually get like a nice ball, like, oh, it'll last forever. I
So
love hash.
grinders, I will say there's a difference because if you get plastic ones or the wood ones were so bad. The grain sticks, you can't untwist them at all. You need to get the metal ones, and brands that are really good for bongs and grinders has been Cheech, Extreme, and Infinity. I would say those are one of the best brands, and you get the metal grinders. The price will go up though, obviously, if you have like 3 or 4 chamber, like you have, you know, a chamber for grinding your pot, a chamber to catch it, chamber for crystals, little shovel, that kind of thing. It's like different.
But having those extra chambers, like, is really useful. I love having the extra chamber.
And if you get one good grinder, you can keep it and not have to pay for it, whereas you have to keep replacing it.
Oh yeah. And if your chamber for catching the crystals, the keef, gets clogged, put a penny or a dime in your chamber. It'll help kind of I don't know how it helps, but it does. I've tried it myself.
Really?
Yes, put
it just shakes around the screen and gets all the crystals that are stuck in the screen together.
And I'll say too, those grinders where they're like plastic and wood is terrible. Metal's the best. If you get one where it has a little handle, we had one where it sticks up and it's a little handle and you can twist it. It looks cool, but it breaks off or it gets stuck. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I have
unless your weed's like really dry.
Yeah.
I have a booby grinder. It only has one chamber. There's no grip on it. It's terrible. It looks great, and I got it to match my booby lighter. I have a little like lighter cover that's just like a woman in a bikini. But like the grinder is so impractical. There's no grip on it. There's only one chamber. It like spills everywhere. I hate it. I love how it looks, but I hate how impractical it is.
If it's too small, the grinder, you got blisters.
Yeah, I was also.
I had one that looks like a bullets.
Yeah,
chamber?
revolver
chamber with bullets in it.
Yeah, you gave it to me, and after I had spent a night, I bought about an ounce, and I just wanted to spend the night grinding it all. And dumb me, I was using that mini one, and within 3 grinds, I had blisters all over my hands. Like, it was terrible.
Yeah.
I'd go back to what you said about like the quality of your grinder. Like if you get a good one, then you just it lasts forever. Mine is just a metal puff pass grinder. Grinds up to 7 grams, like a Q. It's huge. It's sturdy as hell.
But it works.
It was $120. I got it for free from a friend, but he got it for $120. And
oh my god! But it works.
but it works incredibly, and I've had it for over a year. So
That's awesome.
if you spend I'd say put like $150 as your budget. If you have that money, like that's a good amount for a grinder. But if you do, you'll never need another grinder ever again. And just get a basic one. Just huge lid, twist it. That's it. That's all you need. You don't need anything fancy. You know?
So attractive. So differences with vape to wrap us up.
I
Aside
find
for easy transportation,
other
storage.
than easy transportation and storage, like obviously vape is really easy for if you're walking around, going about your day-to-day life. You can just keep it in your pocket. And it also, I find it doesn't actually get me as high. Like, it'll fix any jonesing I'm having. I feel like it sounds like I'm like crazy addicted and can't live without it.
No.
Which you can't. It's so much better, and pot is better for you probably than smoking.
Oh yeah,
cigarettes.
yeah.
To be fair, and I'll agree to that.
The only
That's
like
the one thing that always drove me nuts.
I think the only worst thing about it is that like I can't smoke my vape and then get behind the wheel, and my day-to-day life kind of depends on me.
So that would be the
driving
one
around.
thing you get out of cigarettes versus that.
Yeah, which is what sucks about not being able to smoke throughout the day. Don't get behind the wheel stoned. You think you're fine, but you're not. It's still a DUI.
And even if you're pulling it off fine, if you get pulled over, it's over.
It's still a DUI, and that's not something you want on your record.
We like to give advice and explain this, and I think pot's not that bad. But I wouldn't say get behind the wheel.
I still like I smoke
cool.
typically. If I know I'm not going out and doing something important, going behind the wheel, I will wake and bake. I will enjoy that day so much, and I will, spend the day doing laundry, whatever, getting the house fixed up. But, like...
There's a difference.
You think, oh, well, I'm not drunk, my reaction time's the same. No. If you think pot doesn't affect your reaction time, you're delusional, hon.
Yeah.
Do not get behind
And what
the
were you
wheel.
going to say? Because you were going to say something.
I was going to say, like, the only... really thing you could argue with that is if you like are a major pothead and you literally smoke. Like me, I smoke. I don't have a license, so I'm good to go. But I smoke literally 24/7. I'm baked 99.99% of the day, and then I'm asleep, so that's why I'm not baked.
I only just got my license about a month ago, and before I got my G2, I was the same as you. I'd wake and bake. And like all day, it was all day, every day. I'm getting stoned, and I still went about my day to like I didn't put off responsibilities to smoke. I smoked, and then I went about my responsibilities. It made me happier about my responsibilities. It made me less stressed. I was just like I was more ready to tackle on my day-to-day life.
Yeah, it definitely made me more positive to get the day going because it makes the day go by faster.
Yeah.
And no matter what, it makes you like if there's bullshit throughout the day and you just get upset at something, you just if you can go smoke a joint, I guarantee you'll forget about it after.
There's a big misconception, I think, that weed makes us very lazy and make us want to like avoid our responsibilities and just like not care about anything. But to me, weed kind of helps me get up and face my day-to-day life. And, like, what was stressing me out 5 minutes ago is now like, well, you know what? I think I can handle this.
But not everyone's as depressed as you are.
That's true. I have a lot of mental health.
So
that
one more
weed
tip
definitely
will say,
helps me.
You heard if you drink liquor before you smoke, your liver's processing the liquor.
Yes. So my college professor told me this during a liquor liability law class. And these were basically his exact words were, if you like to smoke a little joint like I do once in a while, have a shot first. Your liver will be so busy processing the liquor that you'll get a stronger high.
I'm drinking beer right now. I'm pretty baked. So,
On that note,
bit of advice from my college professor there.
On that note, we will finish up. We have a walk to go on to get baked and drink. Good things to do.
Yeah,
good things to do.
One of our longer podcasts.
Oh,
definitely.
Yeah.
Have
So
fun
thank
editing
you
that.
very much, Cole, for sticking around with
Yes,
us. Yes,
thank
I'm
you
going to
for
have
being
so
our
much
guest speaker.
fun editing that. Thank you, Visaria. And that is going to be our podcast. So thank you so much, and we're done.
We barely even touched on...
1, 2, 3, go!
So,
Hemp craft.
yeah, hemp, I guess, is like the raw material you can get out of the marijuana plant. So obviously you have bud and sativa, yada yada, and then you have the pure hemp, which is literally like the main ingredient, I guess. So
would that be like the leaves or like the stems or like the bud itself? How would you...
it's pretty well like the genetics of the plant, I guess.
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't know scientifically. I could sound like a complete moron to someone who's listening.
Fair.
But yeah.
We're just teenagers in a basement, man.
Yeah.
We're not teenagers, okay? We're in our 20s.
That's true.
We're young adults.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So
I
hemp is
forget
like the
that we're not teenagers.
raw material out of the marijuana plant. So I guess it. So you can make pretty much anything out of it when you condense the material. And so back in the day, they tried to make tons of cars and stuff, and the only actual model of a car.
Cars, really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, right out
I
of hemp.
knew about like rope and
Yeah.
baskets, but cars,
Yeah.
really?
Like
How?
100% hemp. The engines and everything, obviously not the. Yeah,
Wow.
it's absolutely nuts. And
So-
Jay Leno owns the only active working like fully 100% hemp car in the entire world.
That's crazy.
He has a crazy collection, so it's not surprising. But
I never knew
still,
that.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. There's some things about hemp crafting.
Yeah.
I have literally had to pick Visaria up off the floor at this point, so I think we've reached our quota
And
on that little break in between.
Just wanted to add a quick tidbit that crafting things out of hemp, it would be a lot more environmentally friendly rather than plastic.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was saying,
Like 1,000 times. more.
like rope. Instead of cutting down 1 million trees, make them out of hemp.
Yeah.
You can make stronger rope out of hemp.
So why do you think they're not using hemp?
baskets and because
Money.
of the war on
Money.
drugs as well as money.
Money.
There's number one is the lumber industry, the number one multi-billion-dollar industry in the entire world, literally taking over the rainforest.
Yeah.
Because it costs so much money.
Yeah.
And hemp would literally replace that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to cut down one tree, you just grow weed.
Yep.
That's it. And so they'd lose billions and billions and billions
which
of dollars.
sucks.
So.
Why are we basically determining what our materials are made of based on this one company when making things out of hemp, it would be more cost effective, more environmentally friendly, and this one company that's destroying our planet by cutting down all of our trees is making billions of dollars. Who cares if they go out of business? They're already set for life. I'm sorry, but no, you already have so much money. You're already set for life, and our planet is dying. In case you weren't listening to Bill Nye when he said our world is on fucking fire, it's on fucking fire,
true,
and my
yeah.
local province's wildfire report map can show you that our world is on fucking fire.
Yeah. The most disturbing part that shows like the effectiveness of like pollution and stuff in our world right now is the bleaching of like reefs. So like full reefs in the ocean are completely dying and just turning white.
Oh my god.
Just plastic pollution and shit like that, and
So
just go swimming in the ocean in a reef area and you'll vomit with disgust.
God,
like you'll look at
horrible.
your own mistakes pretty much.
And hemp could help a lot of it. I don't want to
Yeah.
say it would fix it because I think we're a little bit past the point of fixing.
Yeah.
Like,
we're trying, but
we're
it's
trying,
too far.
yeah.
Not to be the glass half empty, but I feel like we're a little bit past the point of fixing, but at least helping slow down the world's death.
Yeah.
And let's just like completely end the war on drugs. Making things
At
out of
least
hemp
most
more
drugs.
acceptable. No one is going to buy a coil of rope to smoke it and get high like some crackhead behind a dumpster. Like,
I mean, they do because society fucking
you're
turns them into
comparing apples and oranges here. Take care of your planet. Like, create some things out of hemp rather than trees or plastic. Take care of your environment. Enjoy a good high every now and then. And, good night.
Good night indeed. You want to say night?
that. Good night.
I think
Oh, right.
that's a wrap. Thanks for watching and tune in later for another episode of Covenant. If you like us here on Covenant, subscribe to our podcast or channel. Feel free to send us comments, questions, and suggestions either on YouTube Wonderlander or the email xxwonderlanderxx@gmail.com.